What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel this afternoon. Tonight I'm out here in the shop, and I told you guys I would share with you how I weighed some scrap iron in a previous video. This will work if you want to weigh your truck, trailer, scrap, RV, whatever you got. I bought these scales here. These are Department of Transportation truck scales. I bought these used off of eBay in an auction. You can obviously buy them new, but they're really expensive. And they come in very handy to be able to weigh stuff like this. You're not sure what it weighs or whatever. I'm mainly doing this right here for a video. I don't think this is real heavy, but it will, give you a good indication of your axle weights. Make sure, if you're hauling a fifth wheel RV, you don't want to be over any tire ratings or axle ratings. If you're hauling scrap, same thing. You don't want to bend your axles or blow out tires, all that good stuff. But anyway, these are 50-pound increment scales. They're accurate within 1% plus or minus. So, they're not going to be down to the 1 pound or 10 pound increments, but they will get you very close. You will be within a couple hundred pounds on your, total vehicle, usually on a rig this size. So anyway, these scales are a little bit too wide to go in between the axles right there. So I'm going to have to put that one there, put the other one I got on the fender there in front of it, and then drive over both of them, because typically you would just take this and slide it between your tandems, but the spacing here on these axles are a little close together and they won't quite slide in there. But anyway, you only need 2 of these scales really, and you could weigh. You have to have your tandem set of axles on the same plane so that your equalizer equalizers out. So you don't want your equalizer here to be bottomed out. Say if this was bottomed out on the frame on this side, it wouldn't equalize. You'd have more weight on your rear axle than your front, or vice versa. So you need your trailer kind of halfway set and level. And you could actually weigh one side and then go around and weigh the other side. And it's actually a little bit easier to do it that way because it's not as hard to pull up on the scales, because you're not picking up the whole trailer at one time. You're only picking up half of it. But you can do it that way, or you can put a block of wood or something the same height as the scale. That's a 3-inch scale thickness. So you could put like two by 12s together, nail them together, and put them under this axle. And you can put one of these scales on each side and weigh per axle that way. But as I say, as long as you keep your axles on the same plane as the scale, it'll work. Now, your truck axles has a far enough distance apart that that's not super important on them. But on a tandem set of axles, like say, you can either put one on each side and put a block of wood on the other axle on each side, or you can put both scales on the same side. Now, I have 4 scales here, and I'm going to use all 4 of them just for the sake of the video, and these are filming and whatnot. But typically, if I'm just trying to get a quick weight like this, I'll just grab 2 of them, throw it down on one side, and drive up on it, back up, throw them on the other side, drive up on it, and I can get pretty close like that. But you do not have to have concrete to put these on. You just have to have a flat, level spot. Dirt, grass will work fine. Halfway smooth, and it has to be level, because if you're on an incline, it's going to throw your weights off. If your truck's slanted one way or the other, that's going to really throw you off. Now, I know that this truck and trailer, empty, depending on how much fuel I have in my fuel tank, should be around 11,000 pounds, plus or minus a couple hundred pounds. I have a 50-gallon transfer tank in the back of the truck, so it could vary a little bit. But this will give us a rough estimate of what this scrap weighs. This is stuff that we picked up over at my parents' place that's been collecting for 20 years, stuff that's got thrown out in the edge of the woods, and scrap prices up, so we decided to clean it up and get rid of it. So set you guys up over here, and we're going to pull up on these scales and see what we got. Just want to try to get the center of the tire, the center of the scale. like that. So when I pull it on, go around, we'll turn on a little more, and we'll zero out. Okay, they are all zeroed out now. And I'm gonna pull forward, we'll get our trailer axle weights, and then we can get our truck axle weights. See that they're zeroed out? They have a lamp here on them. Hold down for poor lighting conditions. We ain't got much on there. I knew we didn't. You seen how it rolled forward there? That's with your parking pole and transmission. You ever pulled a trailer, you know that. You get the trailer ball lined up where you think you put it in park. If you don't mash your emergency brake, it'll roll forward or backwards depending on which way the truck's leaning. But we got 1750 on that one, 1550 on that one. We'll go around to the other side. Got 1750 there, 1800 there. And for those of you who's going to say something about my cargo procurement, I assure you this is all chained down with grade 70 transport chains. We've got, I think, 7 or 8 chains and ratchet binders on here, and it took probably close to 2 hours to get all this chain down. The chains X across one another, and we had to compress this down. Me and my brother-in-law did this. You tighten these binders on down, and then you can step your binder up on the next hook and start tightening it. Then you take this one off, and you kept stepping your binders up, and you can get them all pulled down where they are tight, so they're not going anywhere. I've already driven about 20 something miles to get to my house. As I say, this was at my parents', and the scrap iron place that I'm going to with this is closer to my house than it is his. So I brought it on home with me, so when I get some time there, I can run it on down there. But everything's secured. You see how we X the chains there and made sure everything was snug and nothing moved. So we're all good there. But anyway, we're back up here, and we'll get the scales, and we'll put them under the truck, and we'll see what our truck axles weigh. So I'm gonna go ahead and total this up right here on my phone first, and then we'll do that. So we're looking at 1750. Oop. Trying to do this with one hand. 1550. It's 3300. You know, you think this is a lot of scrap, but it's all tin and stuff, so it's not all that heavy. 1750. And 1800. A 6850 on the trailer axles. So now we need to check out the truck. Alright, so I have a bunch of transmission cases and stuff in the bed of the truck as well. Got the scales repositions. I got the front ones outside because my shop is not that big. Stand over there and show you, so we'll have to walk out there. But they're all zeroed out, so we're going to pull on them. Alright guys, we'll go ahead and add this to our measurement here, 6850. That's 2300 on that wheel. Go to the front. As I say, I got these out here in the dirt. 2250. We got 2000 there on the right front. $2,500 on the right rear. So we are at 15,900. So if we subtract, we should be right around 11,000 on the truck. Maybe a little more, 11,100 or 2 with me in it. We'll just subtract 11,100. So we should have around 4,800 pounds, roughly. And as I say, some of that's transmission cases in the bed. I'm not going to bother with trying to weigh it out separate. Basically just doing this for a video for you guys, and so whenever I get a chance I'll get this carried down to the scrap yard, but I think that's going to be pretty close. I don't know exactly what they're paying down there. I carried some a couple weeks ago, and I think it was $750, $100 or something like that. So that'd be 4,800 times 0.075. I did that wrong. 4,800 times point. Trying to hold the camera, phone in one hand. It'll be 360 bucks. Plus, you know, the aluminum transmission cases should pay a little better. So maybe $400 worth of stuff, possibly $5. I don't know what the. Some of those cases are clean and some of them are not. So it'll just depend on what they weigh them out separate on a separate scale, like a pallet scale, and so they'll go through and look, see the ones that are clean pay more than the ones that's not clean. The ones that's not clean pay about the same as scrap. The ones that are clean pay a little more, obviously. All right, guys. So yeah, those things come in pretty handy. I'll try to remember to throw a link in the description if I find some. I think I've seen some for sale on Amazon, but if you're like me, you're probably not interested in buying any new ones. I'd check out eBay or whatnot and see if you can run across any good deals on there, and they're still a little pricey on there, but they do come in handy and save you from having to go to a cat scale if you live far from one. It's probably 25 miles for me to cat scale, and you know, if you're trying to adjust something, it's kind of a bit of an aggravation, and especially if it's a changing load, you know, like that, it's nice to be able to get some pretty close estimates at the house. And you can also weigh other stuff with those. The accuracy on them is, like say, plus or minus 1%. That's with a standard tire contact patch. You can weigh other stuff, you know, jack stuff up on blocks of wood, you know, pallets, set a pallet on it, whatever, and get it distributed out if you got enough of them. Whatever you think of. Your accuracy may not be quite as good if there's no, you know, tire contact patch, because that's kind of the way they're designed. But you can weigh all kind of stuff with that. I also have a load cell. You guys have seen me using a video for if you're picking up something that you can pick up with a tractor or any kind of chain hoist or something like that. So they come in handy for getting weights on stuff if you don't have any kind of cat scale that you go by. You could also use them, I guess, for setting up a race car or whatever. Like I say, they make them in different increments as far as the pounds. Those are 50-pound increments, and they're 20,000-pound scales. As I say, they're for weighing out a semi. You know, you would probably want something with a 5 or 10-pound increment if you were weighing a race car. But I suppose you could get by with them if that's all you had. All right, guys, so I went and got the scrap unloaded this morning, the cases in the back of the truck, this whole trailer load in the video here, and I figured I would throw this in the video and show you how close I was on the weight. I don't remember exactly what I said in the video. I have to go back and look, but anyway, I think I was very, very close. I'll try to show you this here, and I'm covered up a little bit so that Can't see none of my personal information, but we weighed in at 16,160, 11,360 out. That's with me in the truck, and I weigh about 200. So 4,800 net, and I think that's about what I said. 840 pounds of that was the aluminum cases. There was a couple wheels in there. They pay a different rate. They didn't pay, but they did not pay but $6 on the tin scrap on the trailer there, as you can see. So the price went down a little bit, but it was about 500 bucks worth. That's about what I figured I had there. We had 38.75 on the trailer, evidently. So I think I said in the video that I had about 4,800 or maybe 5,000. I don't remember what I said. That was 2 days ago. But anyway, we got it done. And as you see, those scales are fairly accurate. And I didn't even know how much fuel was in the truck or whatever. I said I was guessing the truck weighed, 11.1 or something like that with not me in it. And me in it, 11,360 evidently. And I think I said, what'd we come up with, Gross? 16. I don't remember. You guys see the video. I don't remember what I said, what it was on the scales. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this video up. I just want to include this clip. That way you guys can compare the difference. So thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.